4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing out there in radio land? It's 12:30, and this is February the 22nd, Saturday, February 22nd at 12:30 p.m. here in the dirty, dirty South. Welcome to The Point of View. I'm your host, Mike D, a.k.a. DDE8, a.k.a. 13th Wonder of the World, a.k.a. Mike DZ. So nice to hear from you guys today on a Saturday, big college day, basketball day, Saturday, along with the NBA coming on tonight. The Lakers and the Nuggets play tonight. It's going to be LeBron and Luka versus Joker and Murray and Russell Westbrook. So we're going to get ready for that tonight. I'm hoping that the Lakers can get this Denver bug off them and win tonight. But there's other games that come on as well tonight, but I'm just talking about that one game right there, folks. Shout out to the Point Place family. Shout out to Bobby Reezy. Love you, brother. Shout out to M. Breezy, my little homie M. Breezy. Shout out to my little niece, Naya. Love you, niece. My sister, I love all y'all. Thank y'all for joining me on The Point of View on Podbean as well as YouTube. So I am on YouTube as well. The Point of View is always on YouTube for you guys to go and listen. Give me some feedback on some other topics you want to talk about in sports. Only sports related. Every now and then I might do one that's not sports related. I thought about doing another Michael Jackson podcast because I do like, I've been listening to a couple of Michael Jackson songs, and I want to just talk about 5 of them, a couple of them that just, rock my boat, that be jamming, excuse me. And, we talk about that for a minute one day on one of these here. But I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, just to talk about the great night of wrestling last night on Friday Night SmackDown. Man, it was absolutely a big banger show. The Rock was on there. I thought he was going to jump on somebody, put somebody in the people's elbow to rock bottom, but actually he didn't. He was actually on SmackDown talking about Cody Rhodes. On SmackDown, talking about Cody Rhodes, talking about that WrestleMania is coming back to New Orleans for the 3rd time next year. Great show they're going to have there. If I can afford the tickets, I'm going to try to make it there to WrestleMania 46 in New Orleans at the Superdome, which is the home of the New Orleans Saints. Maybe you might see Dennis Allen and Dennis Allen's not there anymore. What's his name? Kellen, the coach, new coach Kellen, David Carr, and Clamara might be there. Lil Wayne might be there because I heard him talk about the block is hot. For those of you that don't know that was Lil Wayne's first big major song as a solo artist. The Block is Hot back in 1999. That's when Cash Money was having their artists Hot Boys started doing their own regular album, solo album, and Lil Wayne Block is Hot was a popular song. And at the time, last night Rock came out to that song before he came out to the electrifying It's Cooking. So we are going back to that, and I'll talk a little bit more about The Rock in a little while, but I want to talk about the show from Friday Night SmackDown. Drew McIntyre has lost again. Drew McIntyre, since this year started, has not been winning too many matches. He lost the Royal Rumble. He lost the match against Jey Uso on Netflix. Then he beat Sami Zayn, and he won the match to win the Elimination Chamber. I think he lost that match to Sami. I can't remember. But Drew McIntyre has not been winning. So I don't know what else could happen with him. I know he's there. He's there just to be a part of the business. He's a showcaser. He's not probably going to fight for a world title in a while. Even though he's in the Elimination Chamber, I don't think he's going to win. I still think if I'm a booker, if I'm Triple H, if I'm Rock, and I'm Nick Khan and the TKO guys that are a part of the booking of WWE, I would make Drew McIntyre go up against LA Knight at WrestleMania. And especially if LA Knight becomes the United States champion. I don't think they're going to have that match at Elimination Chamber. It could be an add-on match at Elimination Chamber, but I think you do make that match between Shinsuke Nakamura, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight. I would love to see Drew McIntyre become the United States champion, but I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe, could be, but I would love to see LA Knight winning, and maybe they take the belt off Drew and let LA Knight go into the main event status. But big win by Big Jim. Big Jim doesn't have a match at WrestleMania yet. I'm quite sure he probably will be a part of WrestleMania doing something. Liv versus Naomi was a throwaway match. They threw the match out because the match never started. Raquel and Liv were able to go off on Bianca and Naomi. I think the story with the Jade Cargill, situation is probably going to end up happening, and it's probably going to climax this coming Monday on Raw. We probably will find out who was the one that attacked Jade, and 9 times out of 10, Bianca Belair is probably going to become a heel, because the Street Profits are the heels right now, and I'll get into the Street Profits and their heel turn in a minute. But they will probably become the women tag team champions, Liv and Raquel. It looks like Bianca and Naomi's probably going to stay the women tag team champions, but I do believe that it's a possibility that Liv and Raquel will probably become the tag team champions, the women tag team champions, this coming Monday. They need to put more value on the women's tag team department. They need to figure out what they're going to do with them. If I'm NXT and I'm Shawn Michaels, I bring back the NXT women tag team titles, because there are so many loaded women tag teams on that show. You cannot have them all on the main roster. That's just the bottom line of that. It's going to be interesting. And I said that Bianca and Rhea could possibly be the main event at WrestleMania. But I do think now it's probably going to be Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, because I don't know if they're going to go with Bianca. If Bianca was the culprit that ran over Jade, that attacked Jade, not ran over, but attacked Jade Cargill, then you know that it's going to be Bianca versus Jade at WrestleMania. So if that happens, listen to me closely, if that happens, then Alexa Bliss would probably be the next person that wins that Elimination Chamber. I would love to see Alexa Bliss go up against Rhea Ripley for the title. I don't think they never had that match, but that would be a great match, because it'll be kind of David versus Goliath, and I don't think Alexa's going to win the title, but I think she will put up a great match and bring in the dollars if they had that match at WrestleMania. You can't go wrong with that match between Rhea versus Alexa or Rhea versus Bianca, because everybody else, you're not going to see Roxanne versus Rhea, not just yet. But I do think you'll probably see either Alexa versus Rhea or Bianca versus Rhea at WrestleMania. That's what that is. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, let me get into the Street Profits. The tag team match between Pretty Deadly and DIY was throwaway because the Street Profits attacked both teams. This is going to be serious, because guess what else happens, folks? You forgot about Humberto and Garza. They're a tag team. You forgot about, the Motor City Machine Guns. They got attacked too by those boys. So, by the Street Profits. So, if I am Triple H, Rock, Nick Khan, I put them all in the ring at one time. Either put them all in the ring at one time, or you make a tournament for those guys. I think the Street Profits are probably going to be the number one contenders to go up against DIY. Because here's the thing with the Street Profits. They have been jerked around so many times that they haven't won the titles in about 2 or 3 years. I think it's time for them to have another push at the tag team titles. And if you notice, the black tag teams on the main roster are all heels. Look at the tag teams. The New Day, they're heels. The Street Profits, they're heels. If you go to AEW, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin are heels. They're not the faces. They're heels. Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, they're heels. Even though Jacob Fatu is a likable heel, because the babyface is going to come in him soon. So you see what happens. See what's going on with that. I like what they're doing with the Street Profits. I think it should result in them becoming the tag team champions. Also, ladies and gentlemen, again, Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus get squashed by Nia Jax. There's no way that Nia Jax and Candice LeRae are going to beat Trish and Tiffany in Toronto. Trish Stratus is going to probably be the one to win the match, and Trish Stratus is going to be she's going to be involved in WrestleMania. I think you put Trish Stratus up against Chelsea Green for the United States title at WrestleMania. Now, here's the deal. If you want the rub to go off, you make Trish Stratus lose to a Chelsea Green or a Lyra. You put her in a title match like that and let her lose. Or if you want the comeback to be serious, let her win, let her hold the title for a month, and then take her off. That's how you do that. But it would be good for Trish to win, to be a United States Women's Champion or a Intercontinental Champion, because they didn't have that back in the day. And I know that some of the Attitude women are not happy about that at all, because they wanted to wrestle more. And you could say this about Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné, if she was to come back to WWE, she would make a great mid-card champion. Believe it or not. Just like she's doing in AEW, she's doing the same thing. She would do the same thing in WWE. Being the TBS champion, that's a mid-card title. They are going to balloon her up to where she becomes the AEW women's champion. But right now, on that show, if you're not Athena and if you're not Tony Storm, then you ain't got a shot at it. I think Red Velvet, another black ladies wrestler, I think she is the Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion, if I'm not mistaken. But congratulations to all those sisters that are doing their thing. No disrespect to the other other ladies in the business, but this is Black History Month, and I'm just giving shout out to the ladies of wrestling, the black ladies of wrestling. But yeah, LA Knight and R-Truth, they lost to the Miz and Mello. The Miz and Mello make a great tag team. I'm not going to lie to you. I think they should pursue that a little bit more. I think that will help Carmelo get his career back. I think you can put him in a ring with DIY, and they could probably beat DIY for the tag team titles. LA Knight lost because of Shinsuke Nakamura. The story is still going on between those two. This story has got the climax with LA Knight becoming the United States champion. I would love to see LA Knight go up against Kevin Owens for the United States title. I would love to see Kevin Owens, excuse me when I say this, I would love to see KO wrestle in the mid-card. He's in the mid-card right now because he's not fighting for a title, but I would love to see him in a mid-card situation where he's fighting again for the United States title. I think you can put the title on KO and have him have a nice little run. Do him like you did with John Cena back in 2015, 10 years ago. You took him out of the world title hunt after he lost the title to Brock Lesnar, and you put him in a United States title run, which was a great run for John Cena, because I think John Cena was champion for like 7 months. So that would fit the bill for a guy like KO. Put him in that type of department, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me. And speaking of KO, he was at Sami Zayn's house talking. I think that Sami Zayn's probably going to lose the match against Kevin Owens at Elimination Chamber. He may win, but Randy Orton's going to come out there and make something happen. So we'll see how that goes. Chelsea Green also is going to defend the title on next week's Friday Night SmackDown from Toronto, because that's where the pay-per-view is going to be that following Saturday. So Chelsea's going to be in action on that Friday, defending the United States Championship against a mystery opponent. Whoever it is, she may beat him. I'm thinking it could be Selena Vega. I'm thinking it could possibly be Trish Stratus if they want to do that like that. Interesting. The main event was Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu with Tama Tonga at ringside versus Damian Priest and Braun Strowman. The reason why I skipped to the main event, because I'm going to talk about Rock in a minute. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me also go back to this here. Again, it was some miscommunication in the ring between Jacob Fatu and Solo. This time, Solo got kicked by Jacob Fatu. Turnabout is fair play. They're going to have this match at WrestleMania. I do believe that Jacob Fatu will go over on Solo Sikoa, and we'll see what happens after that, because I think Jacob Fatu is ready to be the baby face of the business. I think Tama Tonga will either be riding with Solo, or he may be turning into a baby face himself. I would love to see them two become the tag team champions, because we forgot about Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa's probably going to be down with Solo. So Solo's going to have to figure out what's his next move after WrestleMania. He's no longer the tribal chief, the new tribal chief. He's no longer better than Roman Reigns. He's no longer better than Jimmy Uso. He's definitely no better than Jey Uso right now, because Jey Uso will probably be the champion within the next 2 months, within a month and a half, excuse me. So we'll see what happens with that as the moving parts go on with that, ladies and gentlemen. As for that situation there with the bloodline. Now, speaking of the bloodline, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, one of the greatest Hollywood stars, the people's champion, the great one, the former WWE champion, one of the bosses of TKO, one of the final bosses in the WWE, the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, came out last night to announce to everybody that he is going to be back at the Elimination Chamber as well. Now I'll talk about that in a minute. But he also coming out to the Lil Wayne's Block is Hot. He played with the people for a little while, played with the crowd, being good and being bad with them. Then he started talking about WrestleMania will be in New Orleans next year. If I can see the price of those tickets, I may show up. I may go to that WrestleMania. It's close to New Orleans. It's not that far from us, a couple of hours, about 3 hours. So I might be able to swing it, you know what I'm saying, to go to New Orleans to watch WrestleMania. It's going to be booked because there's going to be a lot of people in there. Superstars are going to be there. You know, people in New Orleans are going to be there. It's going to be crazy down there. But I just pray that everybody be safe going to WrestleMania. Not only that, but he called out Cody Rhodes, and he told Cody Rhodes he respect him, he love him, he like him as the WWE champion. His mama and Cody's mom are now friends. So now we see the final boss going into character, and the final boss told Cody Rhodes that he wants his soul, which is what I know what he means by that. He wants Cody Rhodes to be darker. He wants Cody Rhodes to be a heel, because there's no doubt about it now. I do believe that either CM Punk or John Cena, who I'm thinking John Cena is going to win the Elimination Chamber. I think John's going to win the chamber, and I think that he wants Cody to be a heel to go up against John Cena at WrestleMania. That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. CM Punk could win, but I think it's going to be John Cena that's going to win the Elimination Chamber. And I think that's what The Rock is talking about. And he told Cody he's going to be at the Elimination Chamber. So Toronto will see the most electrifying man in sports entertainment there. There's no doubt about it. I do believe that Rock will be on the road to WrestleMania. I do believe that Rock will be in Vegas for WrestleMania, because now we're starting to see him be a little bit more active on camera at WrestleMania. For WrestleMania, he's going to do something at WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. He's not going to, Rock's not going to come in if nothing's going to happen. I think, and I want to say this too also, this could be the beginning of the Roman Reigns versus Rock match for next year's WrestleMania. I do believe that next year we're either going to see Cody versus Roman 3, or we're going to see Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And I think that next year Rock is going to give Roman Reigns the torch, and I think Rock is going to retire from wrestling, and Rock will probably be in the Hall of Fame in 2027. That's my estimate. Just like I'm predicting that the Lakers will probably win the championship in 2026, because with Luka coming to the Lakers, and I know I'm talking about basketball now, with Luka coming to the Lakers, this has just saved LeBron an extra 2 years in his career. LeBron is going to play at least 2 more seasons in the NBA. I think LeBron is going to sign a 2-year deal this summer. I think he's going to sign 2 years to play with the Lakers. If the Lakers want to win the championship, I think they can win the championship next year. As healthy as LeBron is, Father Time is catching up with everybody. Father Time did not catch Tom Brady. It started to catch Tom Brady in this last season, and that's when Brady knew it was time for him to retire. It's not going to catch LeBron James until probably 2 years from now. LeBron James is going to retire with 42,000 points. I don't care what anybody says, or at least 43,000. He's scoring 40 points in a game against Portland. He's still putting up 40 points. He's still healthy. So I just think that, back to wrestling, I think that Rock is probably going to retire in 2027. I think he's going to be out in 2027. At that time, it will be, 55, 53, 50, something like that. 55, I think. And I think he's going to be out of the game before he turns 60. I think he still will be out there putting people in the rock bottom and people's elbow, because he's going to stay in shape. He's going to be in shape at 60. And I think that Rock is probably going to be in the mix for the WWE Championship. I think he will have another shot at the WWE Championship soon. I think that they will probably put the belt back on him one more time, because I just see it that way, because the guys, some of the guys ain't going to want that, but I think the fans are going to want to see Rock win the title again. I would love to see The Rock become the Intercontinental Champion again, just for one night, just to prove to everybody he can still do it, But, that's just fantasy land. That's why you got WWE 2K, to always make that happen in fantasy land. Have your own characters, have your own story, have your own situation. So that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. But tonight is Collision. I think tonight we're going to see Brian Cage. That's the only match that I know of tonight on AEW. And I'm going to try to do better on talking about AEW, watching it. It's just that I be tired on Wednesdays, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't have the time to talk about them right now. But I will start back getting on AEW. TNA, like I said, is being phenomenal to me right now. Usually I don't talk about TNA like that, but I'm liking what NXT and TNA are doing. They're co-promoting, they're co-working together, and they're doing a great job of what they're doing. So, like I said, I think tonight on AEW, it's going to be Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin defending the AEW tag team titles against Brian Cage and Lance Archer. That's what I think the match is going to be tonight. Very interesting match. First of all, I like that match, but that's going to be the match for the night. That's one of the matches that I know of on Collision. But other than that, also tonight, Lakers versus Nuggets on NBC. I know they had some NBA games came on earlier today. I think it's Dallas and Golden State playing today or tomorrow, whenever day it is. But you guys enjoy the NBA, NCAA, college basketball. Tonight, AEW Collision. Next week, WWE. Next Saturday, WWE Elimination Chamber. And after Elimination Chamber, of course, WrestleMania. You guys enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. I will be back on tomorrow. No doubt about it. I will be back on tomorrow, hopefully before Sunday night is out, to talk about AEW Collision and a couple of the NBA games. Until then, God bless you. God keep you. I love you. I'm out. And always remember, you pray for me, I'll pray for you. Keep God first. Enjoy your weekend.